All right, it's our last video. So we are doing prepositional phrases. So now that you are masters of prepositions, now I'm going to show you how you can figure out if they're prepositions or adverbs, because prepositions usually carry a phrase. And prepositional phrases, there are multiple words that help your sentences gain clarity by adding details. So you could have very simple sentences like she ran, but you can have a prepositional phrase that helps you give more clarity to where exactly she ran. And in case you're interested, there may be lots of prepositions in a row, and that would give greater detail, and we will take a look at some of those. Prepositional phrases start with the preposition always, and they end with either a noun or a pronoun. Now, it can end with either one, and you're like, well, how can I tell the difference? The way to remember is something I like to call big and little sister. This is where you take notes while I'm talking. I always think that I am better than my little sister. I'm the big sister in the family, and I have a younger sister, and then I have a younger brother. He is the youngest. And unfortunately for him, he grew up with two older sisters. Now, when I was around as the older sister, he had to listen to me because I was the be all and end all, because I was the biggest and I was in charge. But when I wasn't in charge, my sister liked to be the boss, and she liked to be in charge of him. So she had to listen to he had to listen to her, but when I was around, he had to listen to me. I was the big sister. Guess what? When we're doing phrases, your big sister is your noun. Your little sister is your pronoun. So if you have a preposition, you can go all the way to the noun that you find or the pronoun. However, if you have both of them, you always listen to the big sister. Think about my little brother. When we were all in the family all together, and it was me and my sister and my brother always listened to me because my sister was not in charge of anything when I was around. So I was the big sister. So prepositional phrases, if you have both of them in your phrase, which you could, your noun always is the one that you go to. So, and if a noun is not around, then you end with your pronoun. Okay, so your noun is your big sister. Also, your phrase, your prepositional phrase, includes any and all words that separate the preposition and the noun or pronoun. So you find your preposition, and your whole phrase goes all the way until the noun that you find or the pronoun you find. It counts everything in between. And on top of that, let's make it even more confusing. Your prepositional phrases, they can show up anywhere. They can be at the beginning, they can be in the middle. There can be one phrase after another. There's a lot. So this is why knowing all of your prepositions is really helpful, because each one is its own prepositional phrase. So let's take a look at our examples. Johnny went to the store. Okay, well, once again, you could eliminate everything you want. By now, you should know that to is your preposition. Okay, well, when we keep going, we have an article and we have a noun. Oh, our big sister is around. So our whole phrase here is to the store. Please make sure you're taking notes and you're marking up your notes page while I'm talking. It's really going to help you. So to is your preposition. To the store is your phrase, because this is your noun. Don't forget, the whole phrase carries everything in the middle. So in this case, we just have an article. So to is our preposition. To the store is our prepositional phrase. Okay? And it just happens to show up at the end of the sentence. Let's look at the next one. He bought milk for his mother. Okay, well, we know he is a pronoun. Bought is an action verb. Milk is a noun. For, we know, is a conjunction, but you wouldn't say he bought milk because his mother. That doesn't make any sense. So in this case, your for is functioning as your preposition. So we have our preposition, so now we're going to start our phrase. We have a pronoun. Oh, well, the little sister is around. But is the big sister around? Mother is a noun. So in this case, our phrase is for his mother. It's not just for his. Okay, so because we have both of them together, the noun trumps. The noun is the big sister. So your phrase is for his mother. So even though you have your pronoun, your noun is better than your pronoun. Okay, so we have our preposition that goes to our noun here, and then we have our preposition that goes to our noun here as well. Please make sure that you're taking these notes. Now my question for you is if you can find the prepositional phrases in these sentences. What I would like for you to do is I would like for you to pause the video and I would like for you to find the preposition and then find the phrase. So I would like for you to circle the preposition and I would like for you to underline all the way to your noun or pronoun. So pause the video. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these. The ticket holders waited patiently outside the theater. Outside is our preposition. It can also be an adverb, but how we can tell that it's a preposition is that it has a phrase after it. So outside is our preposition. Outside the theater is our phrase. So outside is our preposition, that should be circled. We have an article and a noun. Okay, so outside the theater. Number 2, a new dining room was built beside the old one. Beside is our direction word. Okay, so that's our preposition. And in this case, we have an article, an adjective, and a noun. So we're going to underline the whole thing, beside the old one. And once again, it's at the end. Let's look at number 3. The telephone book is under the table in the living room. Guess what? You have 2 here. Let's find our prepositions first. Under is the preposition. Okay, and the other one that's the preposition is in. Now I'll give you a hint. Prepositions can't carry themselves. You can't have a preposition in another phrase. So we have 2 phrases next to each other. So we have under the table. So we have an article and a noun. And then we also have in the living room. Now in this case, living is your adjective because you could have the dining room or you could have the bedroom or something like that. So living just happens to be your adjective. So if you notice, we have 2 separate prepositional phrases. Notice that teeny tiny space right there? You do not want one line because that will make me think that you think it's all one phrase. So make sure you have that little space in between. So in this case, we have 2 right next to each other. Let's look at number 4. She placed the flower pots along the windowsill over the sink. Along is our preposition. Over is our preposition as well. And we have 2 in a row here. Don't forget the prepositions can't carry other prepositions. So our phrase here, the is an article, windowsill is a noun. So along the windowsill, come on. Along the windowsill is our phrase, and then over the sink is our phrase. And don't forget that you need that little space between them so that you know that they're separate phrases. The stamp show begins on Monday during vacation from school. Surprise, you have 3 here. On is a preposition. On Monday is the phrase. During is the preposition. During vacation is the phrase. From is the preposition. And then from school is the phrase. So we have 3 right in a row. Now, if you wanted to take these, you can move prepositional phrases to anywhere in the sentence. So for number 5, you could say, on Monday, during vacation from school, the stamp show begins. So you could take all this and put it at the beginning. You also could say, for number 3, you could say, in the living room, comma, the telephone book is under the table. So really, your prepositional phrase can move here. And it still makes perfectly good sense. That's what I'm saying, that they can be anywhere in the sentence. You also could say, for the first one, outside the theater, the ticket holders waited patiently. It would be perfectly fine, except your prepositional phrase can just go wherever it would like to go. Prepositional phrases. Please make sure that you write down some questions so that you know what to ask in class. Alright, you've been really patient. Go do some activities, and I will see you in class.